This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Fiscally responsible, financial geniuses, monetary magicians. These are things people say about drivers who switch their car insurance to Progressive and save hundreds. Visit Progressive.com to see if you could save. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Potential savings will vary, not available in all states or situations.
Bear down, Bears fans. On this, this is what we do weekly, our weekly roundtable thing that we do here with all the podcasts of the NFC North and our FFSN family. We got reviews, previews, and trade deadline talk to get to. But first, I want to start with the football story that everybody's talking about right now. Tom Brady cloned his dog. Dave, you're the executive producer over at the Vikings First and Skull podcast. You're a dog owner as well. So you might feel differently to me about this, but it's weird to me. What say you?
No, it's weird. It's when you got way too much money and too much time. Yeah, it's strange.
No, for me, to clone a pet is one thing. But for a clone to actually have a pet clone, that's another thing. Like, come on, Tom Brady, not a real human, right? He's not a real person. He's not out the dirt.
No.
He's lab grown.
He's the GOAT, and he's a GOAT for a reason. And, you know, I was listening today to a podcast, and they were talking about how Tom Brady was given the ultimatum by his wife. You retire now, or I'm leaving you. And Tom Brady was like, no, football's more important. I'll see you.
I wonder if that was the clone that did that.
It could be.
Yeah, couldn't have been a real person. That's not a real person choice.
It's more so the audacity to give me an ultimatum and like, what? I gave you everything. And well, actually, no.
She made more than he did.
Yeah. I stopped myself. But still, it's like, come on, man. No. I'm Brady. What the? Anyways, what were you going to say?
Also, one half of the Bleachers to Speakers crew covering all things Detroit. I got a question for you. If they had cloned Barry Sanders and Calvin Johnson's, do you think they'll still retire early?
Man, the teams they play
do clones think the same way as the original?
Well, it's easy to continue playing when you got 6 rings or whatever he's got. It's a little more difficult when you're still living in hell that is your football team. We made the playoffs the year after the year Barry Sanders retired, though, if I'm not mistaken.
I think that's correct, but that's a good question. I mean,
I think it's about once a decade. You guys made the playoffs.
Ooh.
I got nothing for that.
I think that's the
no. That's the going rate.
Who would be RB1 in the backfield of cloned Barry Sanders and Jahmyr Gibbs?
You got to get the edge to Barry. We actually have a good line now, so or even an even better line.
Barry's the GOAT. I bet you wish you had GOAT Barry, clone or original, in that game last weekend, though, Foster.
Yeah. Especially if you
9-point
play
favorites against the Vikings.
Especially if you could play special teams, because that's what we really needed. But
hey, we held him to what, 28 yards?
Yeah. Well, we had 60 something altogether, but yeah, that sounds about right.
Mm-hmm. No, we mastered. Brian Flores set the blueprint on how to defeat the Detroit Lions this last weekend.
Brian's are brilliant.
Pray tell. Tell me more. Let me get my notebook out. What's that blueprint there, Dave?
It's called cross dog blitzes, where you're crossing the linebackers. It's not a new system. It's been around for decades.
So it's like a stunt at the linebacker.
It's a stunt of the linebackers. It's exactly what it is. It's to get the center to commit one way and the other linebacker to come in the hole. And it caused all sorts of problems against the run and against, obviously, their quarterback, Jared Goff, to the tune of 5 sacks.
5 sacks. Well, Foster, you made it seem like the offense was cool. It was just a special teams, but it looked like y'all had a little bit more problems there.
I mean, Goff didn't have offensively we weren't too bad. I think Goff had like 287 yards passes. passing, 2 touchdowns. Laporta had a pretty good game, 6 receptions, 97 yards. J-Mo got
Porter was
going.
killing us.
Yeah, especially early. That first drive, I expected J-Mo to get going because of what Morton said, but Laporta was just gouging them. But it was the execution. One of the things that I talked about was third down, converting on third down, 5 of 17. And we were only 1 of 3 in the red zone as well. So it wasn't so much. I mean, the sacks killed us. Goff looked a little like, rattled and kind of, cornered in on a couple of those sacks. The biggest thing for us was giving them short field on that first drive after we scored on that kick return. And then later on, we had a field goal blocked as well. So, if we're getting into the totality of the game, I mean, the defense played amazing. J.J. McCarthy only threw for
143 yards.
43 yards. He made some big throws.
Exact same stats against the Chicago Bears.
God. Okay. Yeah. And then
43, 2 touchdowns, 1 touchdown
ran it in for the touchdown. Yeah. So yeah. So he made a couple nice throws. I will give it to him. He put one right on Addison that I think he either dropped or it was kind of close to the sideline. But the one hand catch by Justin Jefferson that he threw was pretty nice. And that was the first drive of the game. So I was impressed in some areas, but we got to them 5 times too. So we matched them as far as that's concerned.
Not a good week so far for Detroit, man. I hear it in your voice, Foster. They're listening to offers with Scooble. Michigan is 21st in the playoff rankings behind Miami, who is not making the playoffs.
That's okay with me.
Number 1. Well,
the Michigan part is okay with me, but you're right. As a Michigan as a whole.
Speaking about you, the Spartans not allowed in the playoff discussion. Yeah, it's not the best weeks as far as Michigan sports is concerned. Dave, you did bring up, the quarterback was ranked. What's his name there, Dave?
Quarterback, Jared Goff, J.J. McCarthy.
There you go. He was mentioned. I bet you and all the other scholars out there are glad that you can put those quarterback questions to rest now, right?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, he still has a ways to develop, but he's got the dog in him, as shown afterwards. And it's just, he's got that it factor. He is a little wacko sometimes. The way he stares down his opponent, it's a thing of beauty. And he energizes the team. He energizes all 3 phases. The defense and special teams played better because he was a wild man under control, but not a wild man under the offense. He didn't have any delayed game penalties for being slow getting into plays. He knew all that stuff. He made play calls at the line of scrimmage, even though it was loud. It was extremely loud. I'd investigate Ford Field to see if they were pumping in music or something. It was so loud. It was something akin to what we wanted to see. He came out, drove the team down, first drive, scored after Detroit had scored on their opening drive. And it was just, after that, he was in control. Flat out, simple. He threw some great passes. He threw some that were a little high and sailed, or a little bit behind, but he threw some great passes. The one that Addison dropped, that should have been a touchdown. Then he turned around and threw the opposite side to Justin Jefferson. There was a pass to Justin Jefferson late where Justin Jefferson was running a double move, and instead of breaking sort of to the flag, he broke it straight across. And J.J. McCarthy threw across his body and nailed him. It was a beautiful, beautiful ball on the sideline, and it was great. And then to put the game out of reach, the back shoulder pass to Jalen Naylor at the end that gave us the first down, and after that was the victory formation, was just a thing of beauty. It was an advanced throw. Most quarterbacks don't even attempt it, and he was nailing it. he did very, very well.
Yeah, I agree that for what I did see at the game, there's a work in progress right there. You have under center up there in Minnesota. But to start your career with your first two wins as a professional and are in division,
Right.
I mean, you could have done worse.
Only 2 other quarterbacks have done that.
Pray tell.
Patrick Mahomes and Dan Marino. And they started with 2 wins against their division away in their first 3 games.
That is some elite company there, Dave.
Yeah.
I'm a little worried right now. But
That's at least since 1970. Before that, I don't know.
well, before that doesn't count. Nothing happened before 1970. Come on, Dave, you know that.
Well, and most quarterbacks aren't throwing before 1970 anyway.
Nah, forward pass was illegal back then.
That's crazy.
Detroit blowing I think they were 9-point favorites in some books. Them blowing that would probably be the biggest headline of this division if it wasn't for those bums. I think that's the nice word to say, of Wisconsin. The Packers, they were a 14-point fave, and they lost to the Panthers. Bears fans remember that the Bears traded the pick that became Bryce Young to the Carolina. So it's really like the Panthers and the Bears beat the Packers. But that's just how we feel about it in Chicago. You all might feel a little differently, but the Bears,
they were wearing their colors, the navy blue and the quasi orange, yellow, tan, whatever, brown. That uniform was horrible.
No. The Packers were not wearing the Bears colors. If they were, they probably would have won on Sunday like the Bears did. But we love to talk about Packers L's on this show.
Oh, yes,
what did you all
do?
Is there anything you all got from that game other than the Packers ultimately losing to Bryce and the Panthers?
The fact that, they are so good. Mm-hmm. Yeah, right. Mm-hmm.
I'm just glad I have Rico Dowdle on my team because he is going to make me some money. You know that league. No, it might not be that league, actually.
Yeah, let's pump the brakes there on that because I don't think that's to be accurate here. You're not winning that fantasy league, at least not while I'm around. So I'm gonna go ahead and say this one more time for all those that do not understand at this point. The Packers have 3 losses, which means there's a 3-way pseudo tie at first in this division, with the Bears 5-3, Lions 5-3, and the Packers 5-3. And for those that are uninitiated, if you give up 40 points to the Cowboys and you lose as a 14-point favorite, you lost. In fact, Packers are 4-4. Now that I thought about it. Any objections?
We'll find out. We play them soon enough.
Exactly. Cannot wait for that game. Speaking of those Bears, the Bears had a crazy game on Sunday. What we're calling over here the Houday Melee. They had a sort of a quasi walk-off. They won in walk-off fashion, 47-42 over the Cincinnati Bengals. Caleb had 355 total yards, 4 total touchdowns, 2 catches. And I believe his completion rate was well over 65%. I had to check those numbers. But yeah, it was just an awesome bounce back type game for Caleb, especially against a defense that you want to see your quarterback put up fantasy type numbers. And I have him in a league. He scored me 47 points. I was loving that. 7th round draft pick, Kyle Monangai, got his first start of his NFL career. He had 200 total yards from scrimmage. He, I don't know if he scored or not, but the offensive player of the week. Here's first round draft pick of this year, Colston Loveland from not your school, but from of that area, Michigan. He had 2 touchdowns, including the game-winning one. And like I said, he was named NFC Offensive Player of the Week. The 4th time this season, a player involved in the Bears game was named NFC Offensive Player of the Week.
Shocking.
Yeah, that is pretty. It's a thing now, Dave. It's a thing. And as you noted earlier, Dave, with your Threes company history, This is the third time in Bears history a rookie was named NFC Offensive Player of the Week. First time, another Michigan guy, A-Train, one of my favorite players of all time. East. And the other guy was, I believe it was Anthony Miller, if I'm not mistaken. Fact check me on that, somebody in the chat. But yeah, all things are great right now coming out of Soldier Field, 5-3. We are only tiebreakers behind the first place team, Detroit Lions, who also lost to the Packers. So I don't really know who's the first place team at this point. Probably some obscure tiebreaker. But anyway, like I said, Packers have 4 losses on the season.
Yes.
So Caleb didn't he have a receiving touchdown?
He did. 4 total touchdowns. He threw for 3 and caught 1.
Very nice.
Yeah.
He needed to because you guys didn't play any defense.
No.
Do we speak on that or no?
Defense was optional this game. It was a fantasy fest, Dave. Did you not get that memo?
No, I didn't. I got that the Bengals are trying to prove that you can win without playing defense. I didn't figure that the Bears were going to join them.
Well, the Bears, they got the memo. Defense was optional. It was a Halloween weekend, so the defense came in dressed as offensive players. And yes, you are right. Cincinnati has been trying to prove that you can win football games while just playing 2 units of football, special teams and offense. Defense, not needed. I'm not too sure how that's been going for them lately. Probably not well, if you consider let's pass game as proof of concept.
They're scoring tons of points, though. I got to give them that. Joe Flacco is rejuvenated.
Yeah, that part, Dave, I did not like. We have a geriatric quarterback out there getting career highs on the defense. Even though our defense is banged up, we were down 2/3 of our starting corners. Not getting a lot of. The Bears haven't been good at getting pressure on the quarterback in a while, and they didn't. Yeah, I think they only got Flacco twice this game. And a couple of more injuries lost a couple of more guys for the season on the defensive side of the ball. And most notably, Dale Adengbo, one of the Bears' prized free agent acquisitions this last offseason. He's gone for the year, even though he hasn't really done much since week 1 when he terrorized the Vikings. But, we don't have to throw dirt on his football grave at this point.
He
get well soon.
Did I read? What's he out?
Did you read? Oh, broken foot, I believe. I know he was in a boot towards the end of that game, so I would assume broken foot. And any other things? Do we have anything else from week 9 that bears discussion?
Not the Bears, just that the Vikings won and the Packers won. I was having a good week.
Packers lost.
Or lost, yeah.
I was like, that sounded crazy.
That's bad. We'll blame it on the Irish whiskey. So let's
I am
news of the
Irish
week in the NFL.
He said, why? Why, yes, I am.
Don't mind if I do, right?
Iden Stills.
Other than the games at hand, everyone had this week circled because it is trade deadline week. Did you all's teams get anything new for early Christmas or no?
Nope.
No, sir.
We had some talks with some teams, but prices were too high.
Yeah, same thing for the Bears. They added some depth, but I did almost go to I almost did have a bit of a spasm when I got the notification that the Bears acquired a edge from the Cleveland Browns. It was a bit of a thing. I was going through like, oh my God, no, they didn't. Only to
they did.
Yes. Yeah, they didn't in the worst way. I found out it was another guy that they acquired, and it's not one of the greatest edge rushers of all time. I would love to have that guy, but unfortunately for him, or maybe fortunately for him, no, Dave, you all have enough.
Tryon Shoyinka.
Whoa.
Something like that. Joe, by his first name. Call him Joe.
From the Browns. As I stated, everybody in this division pretty much hovering around the same record-wise, right? Only the Vikings are 1 win back of the pack. do you all have an issue with not pushing your chips in as the division it pretty much is wide open as anybody could win this? And maybe you can probably say the same thing about the conference at whole. Because if you think about who's the world beaters, who's the best teams in this conference, Philly, Tampa Bay, it's anybody's game. Do you have an issue with, holding back future assets and not going for all of it now?
I don't have any issue with it.
I'm at peace. I mean, we're extending all our young guys and extending them. So I wasn't surprised when we didn't do anything. I'm sure there's definitely some moves that we could have made to kind of appease people and be like, here, we lost, especially after we lost to the Vikings. Everybody's like, oh, do something. So, that we could have easily done that. But the one glaring, I mean, as far as the edge rusher is concerned, second in the league in sacks. We got Josh Pascal, his window for returning is opening. We got Malcolm Rodriguez coming back. Eventually, we're going to have Marcus Davenport as well. So edge rusher, we're pretty decent at. Obviously, our secondary is extremely deep, and we're getting more healthy there as well. The only thing that I could have possibly seen as being logical is addressing the interior offensive line. Yeah, interior offensive line, because Christian Mahogany is going to be out for a while, and we have struggled there. But I don't think that the market was extremely plentiful there. I know people would have liked to seen us possibly go back after Kevin Zeitler because the Titans aren't going anywhere, and he's familiar. Interior offensive lineman is not people that you can just plug and play. I feel like there's got to be a schematic fit there. So it would have been nice to see us go after Kevin Zeitler. But even there, we got Miles Frazier, who was drafted this year. His window was opening. They put, I think Tristan Colston, I believe his name is. There's been talks that he's going to take over at center and move Glasgow over to that guard position on the opposite side of Tate Ratledge. So I think that our team, as far as the roster composition, is good for a run down the stretch. We just need to execute better. We still gotta do better on third down. We gotta take care of the ball. Our longest rushing output was ended by a fumble. So you got to take care of the ball. You got to execute better.
What was the Vikings in need of there, Dave? And was it even something you could acquire at this deadline?
We were thinking possibly offensive center to get another veteran center in there because we worry about Ryan Kelly and his concussions. However, he is back he's not been entered the window. He's eligible to now, but he has changed his helmet, thankfully. But we're thinking of center, thinking of cornerback. We could use that, especially with Jeff Okudah being out with a concussion. And he'll probably be out this week too. But having a better corner, we may address this week, and we'll get into that. And the other was a defensive interior guy that we were in on. Quinnen Williams was one that calls were made on, but Jerry just outbid us. We weren't going to pay that much.
Jerry is an interesting football person, is he not? Speaking of the Jets, they seem to have they had a fire sale, something you don't see often in NFL.
Well, the Jets do it every few years.
Maybe the Jets are also Woody. What's his name? Woody Johnson. Yeah. They're also he's also an interesting football person.
They're going through another rebuild.
I don't know if that bodes well for the Jets. I don't know if that bodes well for Aaron Glenn or not. It's like, I mean, if you can't expect him to win games now, you just give away your best corner, your best defensive lineman. But
I think their defense was overrated to begin with. So I mean, maybe those guys
this year, but they were. No, what was it 2 years ago? They were amazing.
It's been a while since that defense was actually good.
Oh, but I think this is specifically for Aaron Glenn. You have
That's
Rick
what I think.
Spielman, who's the GM advisor, whatever you want to call him, or the quasi GM to Woody Johnson. And they've got it built up, 2 firsts this next year in a couple seconds, and then 3 firsts in a second. They're setting your guy up.
And they got a receiver back, right? They got a Donnie Mitchell from the Colts. And did they get a defensive lineman back from the Quentin Williams deal?
Don't remember.
I think they did. I just wanted to know. I mean, there were some names moved out of New York that don't believe the hype that is because of the results of the mayoral election. But I felt something that, dang, man, we couldn't even get one of them guys. Speaking as a Bears fan, the Bears could have used any one of them. Sauce Gardner, I don't have Sauce Gardner at the top of my top of the food chain as far as cornerbacks are concerned, but he's pretty good. He's better than what the Bears are putting out there right now. The Bears are putting out there guys who are practice team guys for other teams. They Deshaun Wright, shout him out there, Dave. It's been a who's who on the Bears for the Bears defense this year. Dale Abadamba, as I just said, he's lost for the season. Grady Jarrett's been in and out of the lineup. Same thing with Javon Dexter. We can't rush the passer anywhere. We got guys leaving, guys done for the season. Dominique Robinson, grand opening, grand closing. We could have used help. However, I'm not upset that we did mortgage the future for right now. I'm of the belief that this Bears team isn't one player away. Yes, I would love to see them compete and push their chips in, but you can't let today make decision for you can't let your present person make decisions for your future person. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to do that. You don't want to cut your nose about your face. It would have been great to get some help, especially, infuse the locker room, especially coming off this season where the Cubs did none of that. And they had the opportunity to really do some special things. It would have been cool to see that, especially, again, because we're dealing with a mass unit. Am I saying the term right? Mass unit? Mash unit?
Yeah.
Is it MASH? MASH, like the TV show. I've recently binged that TV show, Dave.
I never could get into that.
It was great. And I watched just about every episode.
Or Cheers. I could never get into Cheers.
Oh, Cheers was good. Cheers was good. Cheers was good. But MASH, listen, I like a lot of the what do you want to call it? Hollywood content coming out of the 70s. I think this was probably the last golden era of that from then. But MASH, it took a long time for that show to catch on with me, at least. I was just like, wow, this is.
Did you start with the movie?
No, I did. I just got right into it with the TV.
Yeah,
yes,
it started with a movie. It's based
before the show.
There's some history that was modified. Heck, the series lasted twice as long as the war did.
Yeah, it was a lot of episodes.
Which war? It was for
Korean War.
The Korean War.
Okay, so there was a war in Korea as well.
All right, hey, you're not that much older than me. Don't do that.
Shortly after World War II.
I'm just making sure you.
Okay, so that was a while ago. Okay.
All right.
Just making sure you up to speed there, Foster. I don't want you to get caught off guard, But in any case, yeah, the Bears defense is a MASH unit.
That's how we got on this.
Yeah.
MASH, I believe, is Mobile Army Surgical Hospital.
That
makes sense.
It's an acronym.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense considering what were the context.
Yeah. But all right. We're going to do some previewing on the other side of this break.
Well, hold on.
We're missing something?
Talk about getting a corner. We have Asante Samuel doing his trip around the NFC North minus the
but he signed anywhere yet?
No, but he supposedly visited you.
Yeah.
And he's going to come, then he's going to the Packers, and then he's coming to us on tomorrow, I think, or something.
Did his dad play for you? Maybe not.
I don't think so.
He played He played in the same place where his son, Asante Senior. He did play with the Chargers for a little while, if I'm not mistaken. But he spent most of his time.
I think it was the Redskins that he played for. Maybe not. And it was the Redskins.
No, I mostly remember him with the not the Eagles, but Patriots.
But it's all, will he pass his physical?
Yeah, he's a very good corner when healthy, but he hasn't been healthy for a while.
And he had his back fused.
Yeah. Not to say any injury is a good injury, but that's one of those injuries that'll in your career.
We were going to sign him in before the season. And then it was like, nope, he went off and got a surgery.
Yeah, Levi Onwuzurike had the same thing going on. He had a good year last year and unfortunately was out for the season this year. But yeah, it's the back.
Does anybody want to say Asante? It doesn't sound like you guys are.
We take him because we need a corner. Yeah, somebody to replace Okuda. But he's going to take a while to spin up.
Listen, it's only the trainer on the team only has so many hours in a day. You're right. And we've got enough guys. The training staff, they're stretched thin enough. We don't really, we can use a talent like Asante Samuel. Don't get me wrong.
He's still young. He's only 27.
Yeah, but his back is 47, Dave.
It could be.
Yeah.
We didn't even talk about the dirty
More to come
hit.
on that. Soon to see. All right. Let's close the book on what dirty hit. Who got hit dirty?
Andrew Van Ginkel.
Oh.
He got blocked.
You said one of us got him?
Yeah.
Who?
Brian Branch is back?
Well, Van Ginkel plays defense, so I know it wasn't Kirby. and Kirby was hurt. So it was what? Oh,
I remember who it was. But it was basically a crackback block. But where it happened, it couldn't be called a crackback block. And Van Ginkel got knocked down, got back up and made the tackle of the running back. And I don't remember if it was Montgomery or if it was Gibbs at the time. Made a great play. But that film is going to the NFL. It's already been sent there because it was technically a crackback block, but it was because of this weird position on the field. It wasn't not called as that.
So one of the old linemen probably?
I think it was a wide receiver that did it.
A receiver? Oh, yeah. Maybe it was Jay Mullins.
Yeah, it could have been Jay Mullins.
He's innocent.
He's innocent.
This will be the first year he didn't get suspended. Let's not do this.
Well, I haven't heard of any fines that came out because of it. And literally, it's a loophole in the rules.
Based on the spot on the field.
Mm-hmm.
If we got to Thursday and it hasn't matriculated itself down to the paycheck.
Thursday.
It's Thursday. It's not. Nobody's getting in trouble, but it'll be brought up for the rules committee in the off season.
The Jameson block.
It may not be him. We're not going to blindly put it
ASB. The ASB. B stand for block.
There's other receivers. Khalif, maybe Khalif.
Oh yeah. Tesla.
Tesla.
No.
My bad. Wrong Tessie. Let's go ahead and close the book on week 9. On the other side of this break, let's start previewing week 10's action. Watching live, stay right there. Audio, check out our ad partners. They got something great they want to talk to you about. That wasn't too long, right? All right. First game out the box. We've got a couple of teams in our division that's playing banged up squads this week. But if last week was any bit of a warning, you cannot take anybody for granted. So, Bears playing those New York football Giants. New York might be still in a little of a hangover right now based on everything going on politically up there. However, but Cam Scatterboo is done for the season. They're rookie sensation on offense. Not to be confused with the other rookie sensation, Jackson Dart. He's still out there playing quarterback, trying to make things happen, trying to give those football Giant fans something to be proud of, other than, when they had to play the Patriots. I like the Bears in this particular matchup just because, one, I think without Scatterboo in the backfield, it makes their offense a little bit more predictable. Jackson Dart, he's a decent quarterback, right? But for all I can tell, Brian Daboll, he's been kind of hiding him, basically making him more of a running quarterback, giving him a lot of play action type of stuff. Not too much complicated offensive scheme so early on in his career. Cam Scatterboo was the thing that made that team sort of dynamic on offense, made them really scary. Where I am scared about, what does worry me about the Giants, pass rush. They've got some dogs in their front seven. Thibodeau and all the rest of those guys, they are not to be played with. No Diddy. But it's going to be the offensive line for the Bears have their work cut out for them. They played pretty well for the most part ever since coming out of the bye, and we benched Braxton Jones, who's now in the IR. I would wish he was healthy. Probably could have traded him for something at the deadline, but that's behind us now. I would like to see Theo Benedict play a little bit better than he has in the last few weeks, but he's an undrafted tackle, so I mean, possibly get what you can get out of him at this point. Darnell Wright's been a dog lately, and it seems to be that Joe Jackson, Tooney, and Dahman are settling in. So I kind of like our chances to be able to keep Caleb upright and clean in this game, and maybe have another heroic performance from the quarterback in the offense. I would like to see Rome kind of start stacking some good games together. He's only had in the last 4 weeks, 3 of them he's gone. I think 3 of those games he's had 3 or less catches. Only game he's had over 4 catches was that game against Baltimore. Last pass in that game to him was an interception, but be that as it may. But yeah, so the offensive attack for the Giants, I'm not too concerned with it. I think the Bears have an opportunity to fix some of the damage done to their defensive numbers in that last week, based going against the Giants this week. I think the Giants do give up a lot of sacks to Jackson Dart as well. So if there's an opportunity for this pass rush to actually look sort of competent, might be this week. I like the Bears to go ahead and I'm not sure what the line is on this game just yet, but I do like the Bears to go ahead and win. Obviously, I'm a Bears podcast and big Bears fan, so I'm not going to say the Giants of all teams are going to beat them, though, right? So I like the Bears to go ahead and win. Who wants to go next? Let's go. In fact,
Bears are favored by 3.5.
3.5.
We're
wow.
on 47.5.
That's kind of low. I don't like that at all. Oh, well, Bears going to cover. Doesn't matter.
They don't have a trap game.
Well, I think where the Bears sit, where they sit presently, I don't think that they have the opportunity.
It wasn't too emotional for you guys?
It should have been. The Bears shouldn't have been looking past anybody. When you say trap game, you're looking past the team. I don't think the Bears are at that level yet where they can look past teams. I think everything's right in front of them right now. They want to take things one game at a time and prove everybody wrong 1 week at a time. Stack them up. 5 wins right now is the same amount of wins they had last year. So they're already trending in the right direction. And this is just another one of those pseudo notches on the belt that they got to get. I would love to see Swift and Calvin Mungai go ahead and let me go ahead and put that in daily fantasy there, Dave. Thanks for that. That little tidbit.
You're welcome.
Go ahead, Dave. Tell us about the Vikings and those resurgent Ravens that you all have to see this Sunday.
The Ravens started out horrible because they had tons of injuries. Vikings had tons of injuries too. Vikings are getting healthy. Ravens came out yesterday, 0 players on their injury report. They are 100% healthy, and that's scary. because, as we all know, Lamar Jackson last week came back, he played, and he looks like the old MVP, Super Bowl winning Lamar Jackson. It's going to be interesting. The Ravens come to Minneapolis, games at 1 o'clock Eastern time, noon Central, same with the Bears game. It's an interesting matchup. Folks have it as about a 27-24 game, but we'll see. Both teams are good at generating EPA, since that seems to be the stat of the year. EPA both on offense and defense, especially defense on the Vikings, offense for the Ravens. But it is going to be interesting to see. Will J.J. McCarthy throw them more than 143 yards? We're going to find out. He'll be at home. Last time he played at home, we played at home in Atlanta, and he had his worst game of his career. Will he have it now? I doubt it. I think he's going to be firing on all cylinders, and that dog's in the road. So it's going to be absolutely a banger of a game. Purple on purple crime is going to happen.
Purple on purple crime. Any concerns about the dynamic duel of defending Lamar and Derrick Henry? Like I said earlier, they are sort of resurgent right now. They've got a ton of talent, and they're getting some bodies back. So, I mean, you already said, you need defensive help. So, how much?
And that is the two that we are worried about the most. Is if Henry gets going, now we can stop the run. We did it against Detroit last week, and we did it against the Chargers. But at what cost do we put a spy on Lamar? You've got to, because he can run so well. And who's going to play the spy? Does that hurt pass coverage? If we've got Okudah out, which looks like he's going to be out, we're going to be playing with 3 safeties. Well, safeties aren't in great shape either. We have 2 of them that are coming off of dings, Jackson and Metellus. But thankfully, the hitman is getting better. He looks back to 100% his normal self after last week, and that's good. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be a close game. They are favored by, I think it was 3.5 at our house. So the Vikings very well could come away with the win. And I will predict they do.
I think this is a game that Hunter, I'm blanking on his last name right now, that he's going to be very important. Harrison. Harrison. This is a game where he's going to be extremely important. He's played spy at certain points in his career. Lamar Jackson, even though he's thought of as a running quarterback, and he's probably one of the greatest of all times that fits that description, right?
John Brown's quarterback, yeah.
He doesn't really rush the ball too much, at least that from a plan perspective. He kills people with his arm nowadays. So I definitely see Harrison having an extreme impact on this game, maybe for better or for worse, you know.
We'll find out. It's all up to Brian Flores and how he's going to treat it. Is it going to be massive amounts of blitz like we did last week? Or is he going to hold off? Because Baltimore may go heavy with 2 tight ends or 2 tight ends and the fullback or 3 tight ends or however it is. And that sort of blows the whole blitz idea because you got to match 1-on-1. It's a fascinating game, how it's going to be played. Well worth the watch if you're not watching your own team.
Oh, yeah.
You should be watching my game.
This is going to be a 1 o'clock game. That's crazy. It's kind of like a premier game. You say purple on purple, but Lamar is one of those guys. You know what I'm saying?
We don't have the number 1 Fox broadcast crew this week, so I doubt it's going to be.
You don't get to hear Tom Brady, huh?
Not for the second week in a row.
Darn.
Yeah, darn. Speaking of injured stars and not overlooking them, Foster, your team plays who?
The Commandos.
Commies at 4:25 on Fox.
And yeah, they're kind of in a. This was a game that we had circled early in the year. Obviously, they put us out last year. The team's kind of in disarray. Jaden Daniels I think he broke his forearm, is probably going to get shut down for the year. But
Dislocated elbow.
ooh, yeah. I mean, they were acting like he's not out for the year, or he could be back. I don't know.
I had heard or read that it was a clean disconnect, but it did very little permanent damage, and that he should heal up and possibly be back by the end of the year.
That's good news because I accidentally saw that injury. I didn't watch the game. Somebody had sent it to me and, DM, and I'm just scrolling through it, and I clicked on it. I'm just like, oh, I did not want to see that. So it's good. It's good news that
no nerve damage, no arterial damage.
That's good news because it definitely reminded me of a certain other quarterback.
And it happens. The 3 quarterbacks now, all at that 37-yard line, at FedEx Field. It started off with what's his name? Their Hall of Famer.
You're not talking about Joe Theismann, are you?
Theismann, and then Smith, when he played for him, he screwed his knee up or something. And
RG
Griffin, and then there was and then right now Jaden Daniels. They can't wait to get out of that stadium quick enough.
I didn't know. I guess you just taught me something. I didn't know FedEx Field was still RFK.
No. They're 2 separate locations.
Oh, okay.
RFK is in the city proper of DC. FedEx Field? It's in one of the burbs. It's immediately outside of DC.
Okay. How old is FedEx Field? You said Theismann was there too?
Well, it may not have been Theismann. It may be RG and then Smith. I know Smith.
But anyway,
no, FedEx Field's an older stadium. It's one of the oldest in the league, I believe.
Yeah, that's why they got all that poop flying, swimming around there. But anyway, Marcus Mariota.
Yeah, Marcus Mariota is going to be making another start because Jaden Daniels has been banged up all year. I think it was a hamstring before that. So they've been kind of working without that, without him for a lot of the year. So it was circled on our calendar. Obviously, this is a game that Vikings game is a game that we would like to not define our season. So it's important that we
define your season.
Right. Yeah. So we're definitely looking to bounce back. Obviously, they had a rough go against the ex-Viking quarterback Sam Darnold, who has found a nice target in Jackson Smith and Jigba. Some other guy was named Torrey Horton or something. I mean, he was they destroyed the Commanders, and obviously the last time the Lions played against somebody from the West Coast that didn't fare so well, they came and handled business for ourselves. So we hope to get the run back going. Like we only had 60 yards total between the two of our two-headed monsters. So I think that we'll get back going. The Commanders' defense is a far cry of what it was last year, and Morton, publicly came out and said, "Hey, we need to get Jameson Williams back going." He, scored a touchdown, had 60 yards receiving, and he made that same similar statement about Isaac Tesla. Well, basically just saying that he would like to get him more involved. He had a couple nice catches early in the year, but we haven't seen too much of him. So this is an important game for us. We cannot lose to Marcus Mariota. It just can't happen, whether it's in Washington or not. So I expect a bounce back. The team is as healthy, possibly more healthy than we were probably not going into the first game of the year, but we're steadily getting more healthy. We got some guys that are their windows are opening back up. Like I said, Joshua Pascal, who's been out all year with a back injury, his window is opening, and but we will probably. It looks like Kirby Joseph has not practiced all week, so I'm not banking on him playing this week, but we should be plenty healthy enough to handle the Command.
I'd hope.
I would. It seems to be that injury was the final nail in the proverbial coffin for the Commanders season. You know, they've, as you pointed out, Foster, they've been battling injuries, not just from the quarterback perspective. They've been battling injuries all season. So if they were to run around and maybe get a win, this will be a season-saving win for the Commanders. You don't want to be the season-saving win. Let me tell you something. I've been the Bears have saved some seasons before. You don't want to do that for yourself.
Well, that's
But
what
in any case,
I think about my game is for the Ravens to have hope. They've got to beat us. This is almost playoff style game for Vikings and Ravens.
The Ravens are in the playoffs right now. They're playing what's the word I'm looking for? Sudden death right now. Every game is of that nature for them. The only thing that's helped them so far, their rivals in Pittsburgh had a bit of a stumble, so they kept things very close. Starting the season 1-6, they definitely still have to, get it out the mud, as so to speak. Good luck to all of you guys in your games until you play my team, but I know you all have
week 11, by the way.
Can't wait. I got my belt over there waiting for it. But I know you all have a more in-depth preview and more other stuff coming on your channel. So go ahead and shout out where those channels can be found. Dave, where can they find Vikings First and Skull?
Vikings First and Skull on YouTube, on your favorite podcast aggregator, and just type in Vikings First and Skull and you'll be able to find us. Tonight, here in just a little 1 hour, we're going to be previewing that game against the Ravens. Tyler Fornes and the Real Forno Show and I are going to get into more details on how the Minnesota Vikings can defeat the Baltimore Ravens and go to 5-4.
That's primetime television. So let's go ahead and check that out. For the Lions and all of Detroit, where can we get in tune with that? What's going on up in Detroit there, Foster?
Check us out on Bleachers to Speakers. We will definitely have a more in-depth preview, probably Saturday morning, more than likely. So stay tuned for that. But also we got some Pistons coverage as well. So just look out for us. We got material basically
very much so. And I do want to highlight this last comment because I think we all agree with this. Packers. FTP.
Absolutely.
Daniel 46552 wants to let everybody know we can all agree that we all hate the Packers.
Yes, we do.
Amen.
Amen to that. And for everybody that's a Bears fan, make sure you also
The Bears.
See you next week, everyone. Thanks for listening to this latest episode from the Frustrated Chicago Sports Fan Channel. Don't matter if you listen to this on Apple Podcasts or Spotify or watch it on Twitch or YouTube. Make sure you like, subscribe, share with a friend, hit the notification bell so you never miss a drop. And to all the guys from Chicago, we say 3 things. Bear down, go Cubs go, and sell the team, Jerry.